Hello and welcome to Out of Spec Motoring. It's Kyle and you're joining me on a little bit of a crosstown adventure in my electric smart car. I don't really get the chance to drive this thing too often, but it is, again, my favorite car that I've ever owned. But I just returned from Los Angeles where I spent some time with the Mustang Mach-E as well as the Tesla Cybertruck. So let's get into it. So when the Mustang first came out on stage, I wasn't very impressed. I thought it looked kind of weird, and I didn't really have a chance to get up close with it in person. But as I got closer to the Mach-E and got to play around with it hands-on, I honestly was like, this thing is really cool. I can actually see people buying this over a Model Y. Now, everyone's reason for buying a Tesla is charging infrastructure. And, I think we've really reached the point where maybe not now, but within just about 6 months or maybe a year, the Electrify America network, along with other charging networks, they're getting so much better that almost doesn't matter anymore. This is a huge turning point in electric mobility, to be able to buy any EV you want and get around seamlessly. So I think that is really good news. So yeah, I ordered the GT. I think we'll get one at some point. Whenever it comes out, we'll get our hands on one of the early ones. I'm sure we'll get to go on one of the press drives and get to experience it. So I'm very excited for Mach-E. I think pricing is right, battery size is right. It doesn't seem to be that efficient based off the numbers, but I think Ford is being very conservative as to what they are saying for efficiency. And I'm a big fan. It's, again, unoffensive styling, really nice looking, beautiful interior. The interior is the best part about the Mach-E. It actually has quite a bit of space, seems to be very sprightly, and I think the GT is going to be downright quick. So before we talk about Cybertruck, I do want to mention Ford putting their Mustang name on it. This has been everyone's point of conversation, and my take on it is, I'm a Ford guy. I like Mustangs. I've grown up with Fords in the family. I think by Ford putting the Mustang name on the Mach-E, it shows that they're taking it really seriously. I got to spend a lot of time with the chief engineer of Mach-E, their whole press team, the design team, and they are all really excited about this car, and I think they're all very confident in the Mustang name, showing that Ford is putting their most prestigious name mark, the most well-known thing about Ford, Mustang, on this car to show they're really serious. So I think that was a good move on their part. It's their most iconic name for now, potentially their most iconic car. Even later, when I got to play with it at the LA Auto Show itself during the media days, no one was standing around the new GT500 that was in front of the Mach-E. Everyone was crowded around Mach-E, so I think that is really good. After all the AutoMobility conference that I was at all week, which was so interesting, everyone's coming up with these crazy ideas to electrify, the planet, as well as different, autonomous vehicle ideas, AV ideas, and there's this really cool concept. I forget the name of the company, but it's basically a little motor that goes over like a bird scooter. And what this motor does is it drives the scooters around the city autonomously. I thought that was such a great idea. Essentially, it helps with utilization of the scooters, so you don't need to have as many of them. You can drive them around to key areas, as well as you don't need someone picking them up and charging them every night, which is one of the most expensive parts of the business. So that was a really cool idea. So I spent a whole week there. After AutoMobility conferences, there was a movie premiere all about Cannonball. Of course, I hold the electric Cannonball record, so I got to go and see everyone there that's related to Cannonball, and that was just an exciting time. I got to go to the Tesla unveil, so I was invited to go. My friend Brian from I1 Tesla was my +1, and man, what an event. I arrived there, I had a crazy migraine. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through, I'm gonna go home. But Chelsea Sexton from the EV1 program at GM, she was also in the movie Who Killed the Electric Car. I ran into her, and she thankfully had some headache medicine on her, and that got me through the event. So thank you so much, Chelsea, for that. Man, I was right up front when the truck rolled out on stage. If you watch Brian from I1's Tesla's video, you can see our reaction in real time. I was like, this is just the worst thing ever. What is Tesla doing? I knew it was going to be crazy, but who's going to buy this thing? Like, I don't even like it, and I'm I wouldn't say I'm a Tesla fanboy because I root for everyone else as well. I think I'm a logical Tesla fanboy, but what? I mean, this is crazy. So anyway, I'm looking at it on stage. I'm like, okay, maybe it's really only the pointy roof thing that's crazy. And I think that's what I'm leaving with, is the design of it is unappealing to me, even after a few days. But what you can't ignore are the specs. If we look at just the range on the base truck, 250 miles, it has to be 100 kilowatt hours moving that, and it's 39 grand. For that to be profitable, that's a huge breakthrough in battery cost alone. You know, because they still have to build the rest of the car. So that is massive. I think, you know, props to the Tesla team on specs. You know, the tri-motor thing we know is going to be crazy. I think most people will end up with the dual motor version, which I think is really the sweet spot. But 500 miles of range, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. I was like, what in the world? So I ordered one because, like, that is cool. We had to order one. And yeah, I don't know if we'll eventually probably need a truck for out-of-spec motoring to tow things around or for our track. So are we going to use a Bollinger, a Rivian, or the Tesla truck? I don't know, but we now have the option to choose any one of those. And man, I think Rivian still is my favorite, but you know, Elon blew us away on stage with that Tesla truck. So the Cybertruck, the whole event was really cool. They had a ramen bar, they had a whole bunch of other stuff. It was really great. But anyway, that was sort of my week, just a quick recap video. We'll have some normal content coming back up on the channel here relatively soon. Sorry for the big gaps. Again, out of spec isn't the only thing I do, but we'll have some more videos coming very soon. Hopefully you'll enjoy them, and thanks for joining me on a drive in the electric smart car, because this thing is doing really well. Let's actually, this is the crazy bit. I'm at 70% state of charge now. We have a projected 40 miles remaining, and that can get me all around this city. So for everyone who needs a lot of range, just live with one of these for a little bit, and you don't. This car does, I can do 99% of my driving in this car. Unfortunately, I don't drive it too much, but I do love bombing around the city in it. Anyway, everyone enjoy, have a great one, and eventually you'll be seeing the Mach-E and potentially the Tesla Cybertruck join the out-of-spec family. But I'm sure we'll have a lot of cool cars in between now and then. Have a great one. So now we're pulling in back home. I just wanted to get the battery down, honestly, from around 80 or 90% down to 60+%-ish, just because we are going to Florida next week in the Model 3 Performance for a family reunion, which we will have many Teslas at, so that'll be a whole charging thing. And if you go back in our history, you'll see Alyssa's grandfather, the 84-year-old, I forget how old he was, who took delivery of his Tesla. He'll be there. We'll do an update with him, but we just kind of have to crawl through the Teslas back into this car's home right here in the garage, and this way we can leave the battery with a little lower state of charge. So next video you'll see from us is probably the joys of charging multiple Teslas at our family reunion at a house not near a supercharger without a 240 volt charger. It's gonna be cool. We'll bring all the juice boosters down and we'll just plug into whatever we can. Have a good one.